Hello and welcome back to this Moon Messages reading. So this is going to be your moon energy reading from the new moon in Virgo on the 23rd of August until the full moon in Aquarius on the 7th of September. If you are new to my channel, hi, I am Leanne Marie. All my details are in the description box if you want to connect with me or if you want to book a personal reading. So I do these moon messages so I've got really itchy nose, really itchy eye. I don't know my body parts. I do these moon messages every 2 weeks on the new moon and the full moon. And that's it really. I'm not going to go too much into much more about me. And let's get on with the reading because we've got quite a lot of cards today. I've got a fan behind me, so if you can hear it, it is so hot at the moment. I think it's like 30 degrees today, so it's lovely, but it's really hot. Okay, so here we go. The first two cards that came out together were, funnily, extremes, and you can see there's like someone who's really hot. Hot in terms of like probably like sexy hot, but also hot in terms of the weather and the environment. And isn't that weird how I just talked about being hot weather? So extremes. And then the second card is action. So the message that came through from these two cards is to not half-arse things. Do not half-arse your actions, which means if you're going to take action on something, it's got to be all or nothing, right? So don't half-arse things. Don't just do it in the middle. So don't take a little bit of action and then don't just dip your toe in the water, because it's saying you've got to just go full out. If you want to do something, you've got to do it properly. You've got to do it fully, okay? If not, then just don't do it at all, because it's not worth it. Okay, I don't know what that means. I can't give you an example right now, but it's saying, because what this brought through was a message of like, it's either 30-degree heat or it's like weather that's just like unpredictable, because that's what the UK is like at the moment. It's like one day you're like, okay, it's cloudy, I don't know what to wear. It's like, is it going to rain? Is it going to be sunny? Or it's like really, really hot. Like, it can be either too cold or too hot. And this is another thing, it just reminded me of like a workplace with like the aircon. It's either too hot or too cold, and I found that most days in my work. So yeah, it brought through that message, but it also came with the card of action. So it's, yeah, if you're going to do something, do it properly. Okay, go all in, or don't do anything at all. I can't get my words out. Okay, the second card we have is acceptance, and it was in reverse, but I want to say it was pointing towards me, because that really makes sense in terms of a conversation I was actually having last night with my housemate. Actually, we were talking about acceptance, and we were talking about how acceptance can change your reality. I've had this happen so many times where I was resistant with a certain person, a certain situation in my life, and I was being negative about it. I was just not accepting it at all. And then the moment I decided to let go and just accept the person for who they were, or their behaviour, or the situation, or even something about myself, which I'll go into in a second, the moment I did that, things changed. And that could be that my perception changed and that just made everything better and easier. Or it could be that the other person changed before my eyes, or the situation changed. And it's happened so many times. So there's a lot to be said for acceptance. So because that was pointing towards me, it's actually about self-acceptance. So I want to say this is, a very important message if you are catching this video, if you're new to me especially, because this message is definitely meant to meet you, maybe I'm meant to meet you, definitely meant to get to you. And that's about accepting something about yourself that you are not accepting. So what is it that you're not accepting about yourself? Now, there could be a range of different things here. It could be a behavior you're doing. It could be something about your appearance. It could be a thought process. It could be something in your life that you're not accepting. What is it that you're not accepting, that you're very resistant about, that you're very negative about, that you're hard on yourself about? What is that thing? You will know it. I'm sure you will. And if not, just do a little bit digging and you will find it. Let that go, because that is not serving you. And if you want to make changes, I always say the first step of change is awareness. So that is realizing what you're not accepting, realizing what's going on, being honest and admitting that, acknowledging that. That's the first step of change. The second step is acceptance. Okay, so I admit it, I accept that this is happening. I accept that I am this way and I don't like it. I accept my situation for what it is. What that allows is an opening. It allows for you to then do something about it. And it also allows a mindset shift, which will actually motivate you to do something about it anyway, naturally. You'll probably find that things will change in your world and the way you feel and the way you do things. So really important card there for number 2. The third card is release. So this comes after the acceptance card. Now you cannot release things, you cannot change things until you, first of all, are aware, second of all, accept and release, let go. Okay, so let go of something or a way of thinking, a way of doing things. And that's when change will occur. Very quick message there. The fifth card, because we had 2 at the start. I've counted them wrong, haven't I? Is resilience. This is actually recognizing, I might repeat myself here from other moon messages, but this is a card about recognizing your wins. I also had this conversation with my housemate last night, this is brilliant because this is just echoing everything that I just reeled off last night, late at night. And this is about recognizing your wins, recognizing your strengths, recognizing the things that you've got through in the past. It's anytime you notice yourself being hard on yourself, it's going, but I've overcome this. But I've done this and I can do this now. I can do things differently. I'm not the person I used to be. So it's really noticing the times in your life when you've changed things, when you've done something different, when you've managed to accept things or managed to change things in your life that have made it better. It's sometimes about comparing yourself now to how things used to be. Obviously, if they were negative, because it makes it easier for you to recognise those wins, those achievements, and the positive changes. Okay, so recognising your strengths and your wins. The next card we have, I'm going to stop with the counting because I've obviously messed all the numbers up. The next card we have is the masculine, and it is in reverse. It's also pointing towards me. I haven't actually tuned into this second row yet. The first row I picked up straight away. The second row, haven't looked at, and I felt to just go with the flow on it. So, the masculine, this is about your inner masculine energy. So this is about the, now if you don't know what masculine and feminine energy is, you can look it up. I'll briefly tell you, but masculine and feminine energy isn't about gender. It's about the way that we are, the way that we do things, the way that we present ourselves in life, our behaviours, our actions, all of that, okay? So masculine energy is about doing, it's about structure, it's about organisation, it's about logical thinking, it's about planning, it's all of the do energy, okay? We all have it. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. The feminine energy is the opposite, so it's being rather than doing. It is like the nurturing, the loving, the empathic, the creative, the soft, the gentle, the receiving rather than giving, because masculine is giving and feminine is receiving. So it's just a softer approach, and we all have that as well, because we all have emotions, and we all have love, and within us. So what this card is saying is to get in touch with that masculine energy within you, the part of you that is supportive, that is protective, that is logical, that is practical, that actually does things. And that goes with the action card, so it is underneath the action card. And this is about you actually recognizing that you have that part of you that does take action, that is okay, and it's accepting. Again, it's accepting that we all have that within us, and it's not a bad thing. There are extremes. Now, interestingly, I've just noticed that card is also underneath the extremes card. This is all making sense now. So you don't want to take that to the extreme, because if you are naturally, now I want to be careful with my words here, but if you are naturally like someone who is more on the feminine energy side, because we all have like percentages of feminine and masculine energy within us. So myself, I'm probably like more like 70% feminine and 30% masculine energy, right? But sometimes I can step too much into my masculine energy, and I can do too much, and I can burn myself out and exhaust myself, and I can overwhelm myself. And yeah, I notice when I'm stepping too much into my masculine and doing too much, and need to, you know, balance it out with the feminine energy. So there's extremes. So don't take it to the extreme, but do notice the positive and the benefits of both energies, especially the masculine energy, because this card is saying if you want to take action, you're going to have to use that masculine energy within you, but for positive. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you don't understand, feel free to message me and I can explain it better for you. The next card, I felt it straight away as soon as I saw this card, and that is power. And this does feel like such a powerful reading. It feels like it's got so much energy, and it's like a go 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 energy. And it, I mean, yeah, new moon, like the first part of this 2-week cycle is new moon energy, and new moon is about new beginnings. It's about planning, organizing, doing, you know, and stepping into things. And so that makes total sense with the masculine card, the action card, all of that at the start. And there's so much power in that. And it's like, if you know the chakras in your body, like the energy centers, this is coming from the solar plexus, which is like in, like underneath your rib cage area, or around the rib cage area. And that energy center is about self-belief, it's about power, it's about, you know, taking action, it's about confidence and all of that. So if you don't know much about that, look into that chakra, okay? Solar plexus chakra. And so this, I can really feel it. I can really, as soon as I saw this card, I was like, I can really feel that in my stomach. And I was like, well, of course I can, because it's that chakra. So this is exercising that part of you. Now, self-belief and confidence comes through very strongly in this card. You cannot step into that energy without self-confidence and self-belief. So maybe this is something that you need to work on. You need to work on your self-belief and self-confidence. And one of those ways is by the resilience card. Okay, so one of those ways is to recognize your wins, recognize your strengths, your abilities. Listen to what people say about you. Pay attention to what you've got yourself through, and that will boost your confidence. Yeah, try and switch that voice off that tells you the opposite, that tells you all those negative thoughts about yourself. I know it's not easy, but you're going to really need that to step into your power and to take the action that you need. Okay? The next card we have is psychic abilities, and it was actually in reverse. This is about actually stepping away, interestingly, from makes total sense with the masculine card, stepping away from, and I never say this, your intuition, well, not your intuition, but like your emotions, your feelings, the side of you that's kind of maybe a little bit like in the air and airy-fairy and like, you know, up in the clouds and dream world and all of that, right? Now, definitely me. I'm an air sign. I'm always like, you know, like that, and intuitive, obviously. So it's very difficult for me, but I'm learning at the moment to pay attention more to my masculine energy, because what that does is that grounds you. It grounds you on this earth. It grounds you in the present moment. And when you spent many years, if you are someone like who is intuitive, who is in very, very much in touch with their body, their feelings, their emotions, and they work from that, and they're maybe working more in their feminine energy. When you do that, when you've done that for many years, you sometimes get a bit lazy, you sometimes get a bit demotivated, and you can't take the action you need because you're too much in that energy and going with the flow. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you want to take action, it frustrates you because you can't do that, right? So this is about, again, trying to not necessarily switch it off. I don't want to say switch it off because it's very important, especially gut feelings, all of that, right? But try to listen to that part of you that wants to be practical, logical, and think, and not overthink. Okay, there's extremes again. But try to listen to that part of you that's like, I need to do something, I need to take action on something, and I need to be practical with this, and I need to think about this, and I need to be logical, and I need to embrace those parts of me that are good in those areas. Like, use my skills, use my abilities, use my knowledge. Okay, so hope that made sense. The next card we have is boundaries. Now, this is slightly changing the message. It's like a side thing that's going on. It's like it's something that's kind of here, or you know, in your mind, and you might be parking it, and it's something that's trying to get your attention, and it might be stopping you, distracting you in a way from taking action on things. And what it's to say is, what this card says is, you need to be more grounded. So it is kind of, it is actually connected to the rest of the cards, because it's saying you need to be more grounded and in the present moment to recognize where you're not setting boundaries for yourself. Because if you're not present, and if you're airy-fairy and up in the clouds and dream world and all of that, and you know, just listening to your feelings and emotions, sometimes they can get in the way of actually what's going on in your life, who's taking advantage of you, who is not respecting you, not respecting your boundaries. Where are you not respecting your own boundaries? Where do you need to actually change things in your life where you set boundaries for yourself? Maybe, right? Example, sleep, right? If you are not going to bed you say to yourself, I need to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and you always go to bed after 10 o'clock, and you're always on your phone, right? You're not setting your own boundaries. And if you're constantly scrolling, you're constantly like, I don't know, just not really present with what's going on, you're going to let that slip. And then that's going to affect your health and so on, right? And this applies to other things in your life as well, other people, other situations, not just your own stuff, but maybe that was about your own stuff, okay? Hope that makes sense. And then the last card in the moon cards that we have, actually, do you know what? I want to just say something. I normally pick up the moon, so something with moon on, right? So I've got Queen of the Moon Oracle. All these card decks are listed below as well if you want to see what cards I use. I need to probably add the new deck on there. But yeah, I usually use moon cards, and I usually use 2 or 3 moon cards. I accidentally picked up this deck, Spell Casting Oracle. Now, it's not an accident, because obviously, clearly, these cards were meant to come out. So there's something about, like, again, I wasn't paying attention. I just picked them up, you know. But I don't know, there's something in that. It's like something might occur for you that you're not really paying attention, and then you realise, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, it's something about that, right? And it kind of goes with that last message, like, you need to pay attention, you need to be present. Right, so the last card of the Spell Casting Oracle is Courage. This is obviously linked to taking action on something. Have the courage, have the bravery to step into what you need to do, to take that action and go for it. Go for it full pelt. Don't half-arse it, like I said, okay? So, yeah, you're going to need that courage, you're going to need that bravery. And sometimes, I'm getting the word vulnerable, sometimes you need to be vulnerable, right? Because vulnerability is actually very courageous. You have to be very courageous to show vulnerability in things. And so maybe taking action is like being vulnerable about something, speaking up about something, stepping into something that you've been scared about. So yeah, what is it that you need to have courage for and step into? Okay, and then we have crystal of the moon cycle. And we do one crystal. For anyone who doesn't know, I do a crystal of the moon cycle, and I just read out the meaning of the, well, not the meaning of the crystal. It will tell you a little bit about the little bit about the crystal, but it's a intuitive message that goes with this crystal. So the crystal of the moon cycle is sodalite. So if you have a sodalite, use it over the next 2 weeks, and if not, then just take this message or go and get yourself one. Sodalite, essential meaning, intentionality, conscious awareness. Well, I said the first step is awareness. An awakened state, inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. A state of conscious awareness is the key to clearly communicating your intentions to the universe. The message of this crystal is to be fully awake as you make choices, large and small, that will influence your well-being. It's when we fall asleep to our spiritual nature and connection with the universe that old habits return and we forget our commitment to personal transformation. Sodalite spirit has appeared to help you wake up and notice whether you are becoming complacent and not following through as you promised yourself you would. This is brilliant. Now is the time to reconnect with the universe so that Sodalite spirit can magnify your awareness, helping you recognize whether your conscious and subconscious intentions are in sync, so that you do not get in your own way as you co-create what you desire. Healing doesn't require perfection. This is relationship message. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Healing doesn't require perfection, but it does require that you remain awake to the truth that you are a divine, beautiful being, always connected to the universe, who wants the very best of you, for you. Spiritual amnesia will send you circling back to old patterns you vowed never to repeat. The appearance of Sodalite spirit is a reminder to re-establish your sense of connection so that the universe can guide you to where you need to be. Do not forget your worth, your values, and your truth. If you are unsure of the next move to make, meditate. As you remain present in the moment, you will more easily avoid spiritual narcolepsy and falling back into the old ways. Prosperity message. The message of Sodalite spirit can guide you when you are seeing scarcity instead of abundance. Knowing that the universe is there to bolster your ability to co-create prosperity in many forms may be just what you need to get past the old fears, keeping you stuck in patterns best left behind. We all fall into habits learned many years ago, but Sodalite spirit has appeared to awaken you so that you can catch yourself before veering too far off the path you have chosen for yourself. Prosperity flourishes when you are aligned with the universe and your true self. Crystal spirit meditation. Sodalite teaches us to be here now rather than lost in the past or gazing into the future. Said about being present, didn't I? Meditation with this stone allows us to experience the wisdom of our journey thus far. It encourages non-attachment and integration of all experiences, helping us to make choices in the moment from a higher perspective. So that touches on journey so far, the wisdom of our journey so far. That touches on the part where I said recognizing how far you've come, recognizing your wins, recognizing your strengths. So I love how this crystal, I didn't choose this on purpose. I love how it like literally picks out little bits of what I've just read. So that is your moon messages reading for the next 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do want to book a reading with me, all my details about booking are below. If you have any issues, you can email me as well. I should be there as well. But yeah, for now, I send you lots of love and I will see you on the next one. Bye.